Good morning, fourth graders. How are we doing today? You're doing good? Oh, great. All right, so for today's lesson, I'm going to need you guys to grab a pencil and our predict and infer worksheet. All right, go ahead and grab those and we'll be back here in a few seconds. All right, great. So before we begin today's lesson, let's take a minute and remind ourselves, what is the difference between an inference and a prediction? Did anybody want to share with us? Okay, great. So a prediction is something that can be proven by the end of the story, whereas an inference is not going to be proven. So can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe hand in the middle? Are you guys getting that? Okay, great. All right, so today we are going to be reading the story. Here we are, Notes for Living on Planet Earth. And this story is by Oliver Jeffers. All right? Here we are, Notes for Planet Earth. Well, hello. Welcome to this planet. We call it Earth. It is the big globe floating in space on which we live. We're glad you found us, as space is very big. There is much to see and do here on Earth. So let's get started with a quick tour. All right, class, let's take a quick pause. Let's think. The author says, let's look back. The author says that there is much to see and do here on planet Earth. So let's think. Earth is a very, very big planet. So what might we be seeing on the next few pages? Let's think about that for a minute. We're not going to raise hands and share quite yet. So I want you guys to take your worksheets and we are going to be predicting. This is going to be in our what I think will happen chart. Right here in this box, we're going to write down what we think we might be seeing in the next few pages, since the author tells us there is much to see and do on planet Earth. Now, can anybody tell me why we are writing in our prediction boxes? Correct. So we are going to be writing a prediction because this is going to be able to be proven by the end of the story. All right, so let's take a minute. We're going to be writing in our what I think will happen chart right here in this box. Go ahead and take a few seconds and write down what you think you're going to be seeing on the next few pages. All right, great. Let's continue. The planet is basically made up of two parts. Firstly, let's talk about the land. It's what we are standing on right now. We know lots about the land. All right, friends, let's take another quick pause. So let's think. The author tells us that there are two parts. The first part, he says it's land. So let's try to think, what is that second part going to be? All right, you know what? We're going to be writing in our charts again. So we're going to be writing in our what I think will happen box again, and we are going to predict. What is that second part? The first part is land. What is the other one? Now this time, I want you guys to include the clues from the story. So think about what the author is saying is, first let's talk about the land. Now what's the other part? So go ahead and we're going to write in these two boxes, and I'll give you guys a little bit more time, and then we'll meet back here. All right, I'll finish. Great. Let's continue. All right, then there is the sea. If you guys predicted the other part was going to be the sea, you predicted correctly. Then there is the sea, which is full of wonderful things. We know a bit about the sea, but we'll talk some more about that once you've learned how to swim. There is also the sky, though that can get pretty complicated. He says, okay, moving on. On our planet, there are people, and one people is a person. You are a person. You have a body. Look after it, as most bits don't grow back. The most important thing for people to remember are to eat, drink, and stay warm. People come in many shapes, sizes, and colors. We may all look different and act different and sound different, but don't be fooled, we are all people. There are animals too. They come in even more shapes, sizes, and colors. They can't speak, though that's no reason not to be nice to them. You guys can see there's a little parrot down here, and he's saying I can. So that's the one case that animals might talk back to you. All right. You may not be able to speak yet either, even though your head is filled with questions. Be patient. You'll learn how to use words soon enough. All right, class, let's take another pause. So let's just think, Let's think the author says you might not be able to speak yet either. So who must he be talking to? Somebody who isn't able to speak yet. Why might they not be able to speak yet? Let's take another moment, and we are going to be writing in our what I think will happen box. And in this case, we are going to be making an inference. If you remember, we said an inference is something that can't be proven. So I don't think we are going to be finding out why might this person not be able to speak yet. We might not find that out by the end of the story, but let's just take a moment and let's write what you think. Maybe we'll add some clues from that you think from our brain, maybe from the text. Let's take a few minutes and we'll get that down, all right? All right. Generally, how it works is that when the sun is out, it is daytime and we do stuff. All right, we're going to take a very quick pause here. As you can see, I have the bottom of the page covered. Yep, we're doing something with that. All right, so we are going to be making a prediction. We're going to be making a prediction about what is going to happen next. All right, so we'll read it again just to remind you guys. It says generally how it works is that when the sun is out, it's daytime and we do stuff. Let's get our brains thinking, what do we think is going to happen? So, yep, we're going to pull out our worksheets again. We're going to be writing in our what I think will happen box. And we are going to also include the clues from the story. We're going to be writing in these two boxes again. So go ahead and take a few seconds. We're going to just write in these boxes. All right, let's come back. Does anybody want to share what they think is going to happen on the bottom of this page? Okay, great. Well, let's see. The rest of the time is night when it is dark, safe for the moon, and we sleep. All right. Does anybody want to share? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What happened with our predictions? Did we predict correctly? All right, great job. So we are going to take another short pause. And for this one, I want you guys to pull your worksheets out, and we're going to answer in this what really happened box. So if you predicted, I think it's going to be nighttime. Well, you were correct. You write in this box, it was nighttime indeed. If you didn't correctly predict, that's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and write in the box so you know for later. It was nighttime. All right, take a few seconds. All right. Things can sometimes move slowly here on Earth. More often, though, they move quickly. so use your time well. It will be gone before you know it. Though we have come a long way, we haven't quite worked everything out, so there is plenty left for you to do. You will figure lots of things out for yourself. Just remember to leave notes for everyone else. It looks big, Earth, but there are lots of us on here. There's about 7,327,450,667 people and counting. So be kind. There is enough for everyone. Well, that is planet Earth. Make sure you look after it, as it's all we've got. Now, if you need to know anything else, just ask. I won't be far away. And when I'm not around, you can always ask someone else. You're never alone on Earth. All right, the end. Great story, you guys did a great job. All right, so let's take the next few minutes. I want you guys to look back on your worksheets. So those few predictions that we made, we're gonna fill out the rest of the boxes. So if you can think back, reading your what I think will happen, what your prediction, what you wrote on that might remind you what happened in the story. So let's just fill out this box, what really happened. See if your predictions were correct. See if you weren't correct. See what happened. So go ahead and take a few minutes and we're going to write down what really happened on those few predictions we didn't do that for at the beginning of the story. All right? All right, friends. Finish the sentence you're working on and then we're going to come back to the group, okay? All right, did anybody want to share how their worksheet went? Do you want to share if you got your predictions right, what you predicted? Maybe somebody predicted something else that's very interesting. It's very different from what you put. Does anybody want to share? All right, great job, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. Go ahead and up and finish this worksheet if you haven't already, and we will discuss it next class. All right, thank you guys for being such great readers today.